Hi there, I'm Slothie and I'm here to just quickly show you around my world. Um, I've posted a few pictures in the screenshot section of dataless422.822.net of some of the things I've done, but it's been a long time, so I thought I'd have a go at doing a video to show you my tower, which some of you may remember is over there. The tower with the big chicken wing. Anyway, let's get moving and I'll show you around. Right, here we have the potato patch, which was my second source of food. It's just a straightforward four blocks in each direction for the water source. And actually, if you've got that, you've actually got more food you know what to do with. I am actually eating jacket potatoes as we speak. I have a chicken farm as well. My first source of food, like most people, was the wheat down here. These reeds were used to make books for my enchanting table, and I haven't really done much with it since then. Here's the cows I'm breeding for the leather. I currently want to make some more books because I want to make another enchanting table and library and all that kind of stuff. And there's some sheep who are apparently cactus green. The wool that comes off them is darker than that. The sort of funny sort of gangrene colour is not very attractive, but the wool comes off more like the colour of the grass, which is much nicer. It's getting a bit dark, so we'll have to get inside. The tower looks a bit moody in this light, so we'll get inside because I've cleared out a lot of the caves underneath the tower because there's a mob farm inside the tower. And as a result, mobs spawn out on the surface at night quite heavily, and I haven't quite got around to lighting everything up. This is the basement, I suppose. The main grand staircase leads up to the first floor, but this is basically where I spend most of my time crafting and sleeping and storing all my bits and pieces, which I've sort of arranged into this. I haven't got too many miscellaneous chests, and my miscellaneous chests are actually categorised like manufactured stuff. Is sort of miscellaneous stuff that I've made. Redstone components are miscellaneous stuff that are basically on redstone, etc. That one just says wood, so anything that's vaguely wooden goes in there. But most of the rest of the chests have got much more direction in, like all my eggs and my reeds and paper and plants. I suppose that's a miscellaneous chest. Down here is the output from my mob farm, which is very short sticks because I've used them all, but it's sort of gunpowder and arrows, rotten flesh, the old glass bottle, and the storage for that is kind of in here, where I've actually got more of the stuff. It's an okay mob farm. There's the splat pad. The mobs fall down the height of the tower pretty much, so they rarely survive. And this is the output, as you can see. And I've kind of emptied it out. It's an okay mob farm. I've got a better one, so I might actually be decommissioning this. At the moment, this is my only source of string, though, so I've yet to find a spider spawner near enough to the base to make it worth turning into a string/wool farm. Anyway, enough of this. Let's go up and see the rest of the tower on the inside. This is going to be the entrance room. There's nothing much in here. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do this. I really want to put a sort of a platform halfway up the stairs and have wings coming out to either side. And I basically need to get down and start cutting stuff out and trying it out. And so this half of the floor will be like a landing, I suppose. There'll be banners up there and sort of more armour around the outside. I'm going to start collecting some of the colourful but useless zombie drops from the mob farm to put on the armour stands, gold armour and all that kind of thing. I've got a ladder that runs all the way up, which is the way I actually tend to go on a day-to-day basis, but I put these grand stairs in. The staircase takes a lot of space, and it might get replaced with an elevator at some stage once I can find a suitable design. This is my portal room. Not much else in here. Couldn't really think of anything to put in here with the portal, so there it is. Strangely, you don't get that many pigmen popping out of it, but they do from time to time. Next floor up is my experimental mini farm. Here I've got yet more reeds being grown and some cactus. The cactus is extremely manual. You just bang them down and replant them when you want cactus. The reed farm's sort of automatic. There's a row of slime blocks there, a single piston connected to a timer, which goes off every 3 or 4 minutes. Knocks the blocks, knocks the sugarcane in there. Not tremendously productive. It's only got 8 plants after all. But I was kind of experimenting with the idea. I sort of thought it up all on my own, and after I built it, I noticed that Impulse SV has built a much bigger and better one months before I did. So, it's not a unique idea, but I did actually make that up on my own. But ignorance is no excuse, apparently. I will credit Impulse with that design. Then we go up another floor and we get my brewing room with the enormous giant mushroom in the middle. In order to make the fermented spider's eye, you need brown mushrooms, and I was going to build a mushroom farm, but it was a lot easier just to plant a huge mushroom in the room. Here's the old netherwort, which you also need for brewing, and it's sort of traditional to grow that alongside the brewing stands, which are here. They're being fed by these semi-automatic feeders. You press the button and it feeds the ingredients in these 3 droppers in the right order into the brewing stand. For instance, this one here's got netherwort to make the awkward potion, glistering melon, which turns it into a potion of healing, I believe, and then there's some glowstone dust which thickens it and turns it into the proper potion of healing. And this side I think I've got I've got golden carrots, which would make a night vision potion, and then I've got the fermented spider's eye, which turns it into a potion of invisibility, so which I find very useful in the nether. I've got chests here with the stuff here. When you pull stuff out of the brewing stands here, this chest, which has water bottles in it, restocks the brewing stand. So it's quite a neat little system. I can't remember the guy who came up with that, but it was on YouTube, and I'm sure if you look for I think it was mini brewing stand or something. Anyway, we go up another floor, and this floor's been underdeveloped. This floor is the first floor where the back of the tower is level with the top of the mountain, and there's some stuff out there which I won't go out and see because it'll be crawling with zombies at this time of night and creepers. And this is the wing that comes off the side, and predictably it's got chickens in it, so it's a chicken wing. Up until recently I was killing the chickens with lava and getting roasted chickens, so I've got 1.5 double chests full of chicken, which will keep me going for a while. And then I changed it to originally I just changed the lava with water and adjust the timing, but it didn't really work. They weren't drowning in the water, they were just standing there with their heads in the water. So instead I changed it to a piston, which just crushes the adults and leaves the babies unharmed because they're stood on this half brick. And now I'm getting lots of raw chicken. This design is quite complicated. The eggs laid by either side get recycled. There's a filter to filter out all the stuff we're interested in, like eggs and chicken and all that kind of stuff. And there's also an overflow system that burns up any entities that, once these chests get full, which happily hasn't happened yet. But, oh, there we are, we can just see them. Oh, look at that. Timing was perfect. It fires, there's a daylight sensor, which presumably means it must be nearly daytime. Let's have a look. We've got some windows here, you can't really see much out of them. Oh yeah, look, there's a sunrise. Well, perhaps we'll give it a little bit of a wait, and we'll go out and see my ice farm, which is out there, which is the only thing that's out there really. Anyway, let's go up another floor, and as you can see, this is also undeveloped, but this is the floor where the tower widens out from its, I think it's 25 wide to 35 wide. It makes it very big, and the only significant outstanding feature in here, this is the drop tube for the mob farm, which we'll get to in a second, that which goes down to that little room in the basement. So I've still got plenty of space in this tower, as you can see. This is the mob farm, or at least 1/3 of the mob farm. It's split onto 3 floors. Each section contains 2 spawning floors. Now I'm going to take my life into my hands here. I'll just take some, have a bit of an eat, and we're going to look in here. Last time I did this, there was a oh no, there we are. We can see. Perhaps if I throw a torch down there, we'll be able to see a bit more here. There's these pistons that stop these water flows. Yeah, let's just quickly run in here. The timer hasn't gone off yet, so we'll be pretty safe. As you can see, there's these water flows in each of the 3 corners, and as they come out, they just stop right at the edge of that hole. I experimented for a long time with the water to get a suitably small hole. There's 86 spawning locations on each floor, and as you can see, they're 3 high. That was originally because I wanted to see if I could get Endermen. The trouble is, Endermen, of course, as soon as the water goes near them, they teleport and you never see them. The only Endermen that die in this trap are the stupid ones that stand on the edge and get pushed in by zombies or skeletons as they're being killed, or possibly spiders, I suppose. This does kill spiders, which is the main reason it's still here, because I've got a much better mob farm. I was just hoping that the timer would go off, but looks like we're not going to be lucky. I'll tell you what, I'll stand here until it does. I can edit out the boring part. And there it goes. You see, it's just kicked all of the torches out. And bingo. Oh look, you saw a zombie drop down from one of the upper layers. Anyway, so that just proves it works, I suppose, doesn't it? I get a reasonable level of mob drops from that. Not huge, because it is limited in size. I mean, even the 6 sets of spawning pads each have only got 86 places that mobs can spawn, and simple math shows that we've got about 500 odd spawning spaces, which isn't a huge amount. And I haven't gone to an enormous amount of trouble to clear the caves in the mountain. There's not that many at ground level and lower, because I've been quite extensive in my cave clearing, but I've still got a lot to do if I was to make this mob farm really productive. I'm not inclined to do it because, to be honest, as I said before, I've got a better mob farm elsewhere. This layer is a slave layer. It gets its signal from the timer from downstairs. It travels up this redstone torch tower, and that runs up another floor. So I've got the master one downstairs that's got all the timers in, and this one and the one above it that are slaved. So we'll just go up here, and you can see there's another one exactly the same. Haven't quite decided what to do with the rest of the room, but here we are. This is the top. This is the observation gallery at the that square pool out there was the thing I was thinking of showing you, which is just an ice tower. It's high enough up there so if you put water sources in there, they freeze over, and you can see quite a way here. I think I've got my render distance at about 15 or 16, but you can set it to a bit higher and you can see even further. It's not a hugely exciting view. You just see extreme hills and forest, which is pretty much all of the biomes in the area. There is a swamp not too far, I think that way. But it doesn't have a witch hut, so I haven't been back there. I built a slime farm some way off. So let's go back downstairs again, because there's not much in the top of the tower yet. I am still thinking about what to do. I want to build some rooms, like guest room type things. Should be safe to go out now if I just take my sword with me. I had a bit of a creeper incident when I was doing some practice for this video. As you can see, I've got an ice rink. Whee! And you really do slide about on it. It's quite almost visceral. And basically I can just turn, this is almost automatic for ice. You have to harvest it obviously, but you can if you take a silk touch pick, you can harvest it obviously. And as long as you don't go all the way to the end, for reasons which will become clear in a minute, you leave a it's quite exciting really. You pick that up and then you get your non-silk touch pick and you break it and it turns into water sources. You can see it's all water sources. Oh, there's an ice block in there. And that will start to freeze over like it already has. And you can come back in. And how much? I got 71 ice, so yeah, 75 ice I should say. And I can come back. It's obviously not packed ice, not the good stuff. I haven't yet discovered a ice spikes biome. I did look on a midst, I will confess, and the nearest one is about 8,000 blocks away, so I won't be going there anytime soon. Anyway, I don't know when I went back up there. That's pretty much the tower as it is. That's all the excitement above ground anyway. Let's circle round. You can see why I'm thinking about elevators. The ladder itself actually is pretty cool. I mean, the ladder itself is the quick way to get up and down. Right, now let's go downstairs and see what we've got. That double door just goes through to my old hobbit hole. There's nothing in there anymore, it's just a big empty room, so I moved out some time ago now. Here I have, when I was in the mine, on level 12 I discovered a zombie spawner, and got a little landing here, we'll go there in a minute. And not long after that, when I was clearing out caves, I found another one almost directly above it. Not close enough, unfortunately, to make a sort of double spawner. I did experiment with that, but couldn't really find anywhere to stand. If we look through here, you can see that I've disabled the spawner by putting a ring of lights around it, which are powered by this redstone torch. If you're going to do this, you have to put redstone around the top to conduct the power from the block, otherwise only the ones in the middle light up. And that seems to disable the spawner pretty effectively. Let's just get rid of the... Let's just shut that up. If I can use this switch here to switch the light on and off. My longer term plan is to put a timer in, and then I can just press the button and it will sit there with the light on, sorry, the light off, spawning things until, for long enough for a couple of hundred zombies to drop into here, and then I can just use the splash potion and bingo, 30 levels. So that's cool. Oops, did I see one? I did. They do occasionally spawn at random. Probably need a few extra redstone lamps in there. But that was a very simple, quick way of disabling it if you don't want to be surrounded by zombies. That's a door that goes through to somewhere else, which you'll see in a bit. This is my enchanting area. I've got all my books in these things. As you can see, Depth Strider. I originally had them all just in one chest, in this one, in fact. And I found it very hard to find the ones I wanted. This is a standard enchanting table arrangement, and so on. Anyway, through there is a sort of shortcut through to my latest project, which I will, as you can see, I've not done very much decor-wise around here. I kind of like this sort of patched up dungeon feel, particularly for the mob spawner. That's why I put occasional stone brick stairs in, and it makes it look like it's been here a long time, it's been repaired and things like that. Anyway, we come down here and we get to the other mob spawner. That goes down to that door which I talked to you about. And the other mob spawner is in here. Has been similarly disabled. I've just lost one of those cobblestone, didn't I? Anyway, I should put like a little door in there because I'm forever knocking those blocks out to check something or whatever, and then putting them back again. This is a little storage area I've got here. This is is that the riser or the drop tube? It's the riser tube. It delivers mobs all the way up to a thing where they move across a few blocks and then they drop down this tube, and that's where you kill them. Through here, however, is my latest project. It's going to be a zombie purification station and villager trading thing. I was experimenting with using these flower pots to block the hole up, but which you can still work through them, which is good. Fence gates you can't, so that was. I actually think these flower pots they look like a little, I don't know, little money box or something for the villager to keep his emeralds in or whatever. So that's pretty much how we're going to do it. That means if we do get any little zombies in here, they won't be able to get into the villagers, which I intend to keep down here. I haven't tried it yet, so it's possible that the presence of the villagers so close to the spawner, which is behind here, that's where they come up, might be distressing, so we don't know quite what. This switches the minecart on and off, which just runs up and down to the top there. This switch opens and shuts that door. This switch switches the spawner on and off using those lights. And then around the back here is where all the redstone happens, and then there's another hall here which is where more redstone is going to happen. They're going to have a roof on here. I'm thinking of about that level there, just above that cornice, all the way across, and I'm thinking granite, nice sort of pinkish granite with redstone lamps in to light up this whole area, and then I'm probably going to have some sort of patterned floor, something a bit subtle, and then I might put plants and make the place look a bit pleasant, because the poor old villagers are going to be stuck here on their own. But that's kind of as far as I've got. I'm working on it. Here, I'll just show you the way what happens to the minecarts. The minecart comes up here, comes past this block, this sort of squasher thing here. What happens is when the zombies come up in the minecart, they come through here and they take damage. Now you might say, why do I want to damage the zombies? Because they're going to come down here, the minecart will hit the cactus and they'll get pushed off, and the zombies land on the track and they get pushed off by the pistons, which are activated by the minecart passing through the hopper chain, which is under where we're standing, and that gets sent to a dispenser which is here, about here. So the minecart will disappear over there and reappear over here, and that spaces the zombies out, so there's no way that more than one can come along at once and drop into the little cells. And that's the only way I could think of spacing them out. I do this because occasionally, about one time in 20, the zombie will sit in the minecart and get there, and the minecart will get to this block here, and before it hits the cactus it reverses and then goes back, and the zombie sits there pretty much indefinitely, going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. But now he takes a little bit of damage as he goes through here. If he goes through more than about 4 or 5 times, he dies, and then the minecart can go and collect up another zombie who hopefully will be more cooperative. The design for the cells is sort of hybrid, really, I suppose. It's based on something that I saw Tango do, and something I saw Dataless 822 do. We come here. I've got to be a bit careful because there's a massive drop there. So, basically, there's a. It might be easier if I just jump. Maybe not. My parkour skills are not great, so but you can see there's a water stream comes up to here. If we put my hand on shift, we can walk over here. The zombie drops down there, hits the string, that triggers this piston to lift up, lets water out, which then washes down to here, and so on. And I've just triggered that. Good, now I've just got to destroy all of this because I've got to escape. Help, escape. So that's basically the idea. It's a very simple idea. Let's reset it. That just resets it. The reset drops everybody into this water channel down here. There'll be a water source there, and it'll push people around. Eventually it's going to be tunnelled all the way along until we get past the last cell here, and then it's going to go another 16 odd blocks in that direction and into a lava pit. So the zombies or any unwanted villagers, I just press the button, bang, they disappear, and in due course get replaced by another zombie, which I can either kill or cure. Anyway, that's enough of that. I think I've rabbited on for too long about the tower. I've got other things elsewhere, but I think we'll save that for another video. So thanks very much, and I look forward to your comments.